Britain is preparing military options to secure one of the world's most critical oil shipping lanes. The UK Energy Secretary announced the government is examining any options to protect the Strait of Hormuz, through which roughly 20% of global oil passes daily. Officials are specifically considering deploying minesweeping drones to the strategically vital waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to international waters. The announcement comes as tensions escalate in the region, with shipping companies increasingly concerned about safe passage for their oil tankers. The Strait of Hormuz has long been a geopolitical flashpoint, with any disruption capable of sending global energy prices soaring within hours. Military analysts suggest the minesweeping technology could provide a less provocative alternative to deploying warships directly into contested waters. This marks a significant escalation in Britain's willingness to use military assets to secure energy supplies, reflecting growing concerns about supply chain vulnerabilities in an increasingly unstable world. Energy Secretary Ed Miliband has pledged government intervention to protect households from soaring energy costs if the situation deteriorates further. Oil and gas prices have surged dramatically following the escalation of conflict between the U.S., Israel, and Iran, sparking immediate fears about a return to crippling cost-of-living pressures. Miliband stated the government is monitoring market conditions closely and stands ready to implement emergency measures to shield consumers from price spikes. The announcement comes as energy analysts warn that sustained disruption to Middle Eastern oil supplies could push household bills to unprecedented levels within months. Britain's energy market remains vulnerable to international shocks despite efforts to diversify supply sources following previous crises. Consumer groups are already reporting increased anxiety among households still recovering from earlier energy price volatility that devastated family budgets. The government's willingness to intervene signals recognition that energy affordability has become a matter of national security, with potential social and economic consequences extending far beyond individual household finances. Prince William has released a previously unseen photograph of Princess Diana in a touching Mother's Day tribute that has captivated royal watchers worldwide. The Prince of Wales shared the intimate image with the simple but poignant caption, "Remembering my mother, today and every day." The rare photograph offers a glimpse into the private moments of the beloved princess, who died in a car crash in Paris over 25 years ago. William's decision to share personal family memories publicly reflects the modern royal family's more open approach to connecting with the public through social media. The image has generated thousands of responses from supporters sharing their own Mother's Day memories and expressing continued affection for Diana's legacy. Royal commentators note that William increasingly honors his mother's memory during significant family occasions, helping to keep her spirit alive for his own children. This personal tribute demonstrates how the current generation of royals balances private grief with public duty, using their platform to create meaningful connections with families across Britain and beyond. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has accused European Union allies of blackmail over demands to restore Russian oil flow through Ukrainian pipelines. The heated exchange centers on EU pressure for Ukraine to resume pumping Russian crude oil to European markets, a move Zelensky argues would effectively lift sanctions on Moscow. The Ukrainian leader insists that facilitating Russian energy exports would undermine the international sanctions regime designed to weaken Putin's war machine. Several EU member states, facing energy shortages and rising costs, have privately pressed Ukraine to reconsider its position on pipeline operations that were suspended following Russia's invasion. Zelensky's forceful rejection highlights growing tensions within the Western alliance over balancing energy security with maintaining pressure on Russia. The dispute reveals the complex challenges facing Europe as it attempts to reduce Russian energy dependence while managing domestic economic pressures. This confrontation between Ukraine and its supporters underscores how energy policy has become inseparable from military strategy, with pipeline politics potentially determining the future course of both the conflict and European unity. Liberal Democrat leader Sir Ed Davey is demanding Britain develop its own nuclear missiles to end dependence on American weapons technology. Davey argues the government must immediately begin work on a fully independent British nuclear deterrent capable of operating without U.S. support or approval. Currently, Britain's nuclear submarines rely heavily on American-supplied Trident missile systems, creating potential vulnerabilities in the event of changing U.S. priorities or alliance shifts. The call reflects growing concern among UK politicians about maintaining strategic autonomy as global power dynamics shift and traditional alliances face new pressures. Davy's proposal would require massive investment in domestic nuclear technology development, potentially costing tens of billions of pounds over the next decade. Defense experts suggest such independence could take 15 to 20 years to achieve, requiring breakthrough advances in British missile and nuclear warhead technology. The Liberal Democrat position marks a significant shift toward defense nationalism, traditionally associated with more conservative political voices, demonstrating how security concerns are reshaping political boundaries across the spectrum as Britain reassesses its place in an increasingly unpredictable world.